I didn't want to make a video about getting this camera, and it's not because I'm trying to gatekeep it, but it's because I didn't get this camera with the intent of creating content around it. I didn't get it to make a review or to teach you how to use the camera or set it up, and I definitely didn't get it to make Reggie's portrait for the Leica M11. I simply wanted a modern digital Leica M that came in silver without the red dot. So that was the M11-P. And it was a personal decision, one that I didn't really need to make any sense to anybody else. With that said, a lot of you have asked about this camera. I think it's probably the most amount of messages I've ever got from getting a new camera. I think it's worth sharing the story behind it and also just telling you all the reasons why I decided to get it. But before we get into why I got the Leica M11-P and how it will impact this channel moving forward, I wanted to thank today's video sponsor, Squarespace. I've actually been using Squarespace for over 10 years now. Their templates and easy-to-use interface make it incredibly simple to create and maintain a professional looking website without any coding experience necessary. My Squarespace website was an essential part of how I built my photography business. It allowed me to showcase my portfolio, to share recent work on my blog, and also receive inquiries from potential clients through a contact form. If you're one of those photographers relying on your Instagram profile is like the sole place to share your work and build your photography business, I would really consider making a website on Squarespace. You can visit squarespace.com/Reggie Ballesteros to start a free trial and get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So for the past decade, I've been wanting to shoot extremely fast and make sure that my camera system was reactive. That meant having an EVF, an electronic viewfinder, moving on to using film simulations, starting to develop a JPEG film simulation recipe that gave me close or near perfect, colors and contrasts straight out of camera. I was using autofocus and exposure preview, and having that what you see is what you get experience was really important because I was documenting my family and I didn't want to miss any moments. And for me, I just wanted the camera to keep up with what I was seeing. A lot of the growth of my channel came from this type of content. JPEG film simulation recipes, documenting family, Fujifilm settings, and things like that. And I got really good at shooting this way. Honestly, almost too good. A lot of you think I'm an expert about these camera systems. And it's at a point where I could do it pretty much subconsciously, right? It's an extension of my eye and how I shoot, and I can make the photo that I want instantly. I'm not trying to be overconfident, it's just the truth. For me though, the M system and this Leica M11-P forces a completely different tempo to how I photograph. Manual focus, using frame lines, no live view, color, or exposure preview. There's no film simulations. I have to commit in a different way than when I was committing with a straight out of camera JPEG, where JPEG film simulations is that hybrid kind of between digital and a film scan where you don't have all the latitude in post-processing sense. I feel like a digital Leica M rangefinder system is a hybrid between that digital experience and the film analog type of experience in how you interact with the camera and what you can see. So that means slowing down and being more deliberate and introducing a little bit of surprise because you can't see what you get. And I don't think that's a detriment when it comes to modern cameras. For me, it's the point. It's the alternative point that I'm trying to experience. So a friend of mine, Brandon Ruffin, he is a Leica ambassador and a coworker of mine. We were in this meeting at work and he had his Leica M11 on the table. There's a little bit of lull in the meeting, so I picked it up and I put it to my eye just to see what it's like, I figured it would be something that I could pick up easily, right? And I felt like a complete fish out of water. I looked inside and I didn't even know if the camera was on. I didn't know how to change the ISO. I couldn't figure it out. And even the light meter, I didn't know how it worked because it didn't have all the ticks and things like that. And I didn't really understand how this camera operated despite having all this experience. I genuinely felt uncomfortable in a way that I hadn't felt in years holding a camera because I've been using all these mirrorless cameras and digital cameras, even film cameras. I felt like I could figure it out pretty quickly. But instead of retreating back into just what I'm used to, my Fujifilm X-E5 or anything like that, I wanted to lean into that discomfort. The M system and this M11-P forces me to relearn things that I haven't had to think about in a long time, to exercise muscles that I've left untouched for a long time, how to focus without relying on autofocus. So just using manual focus, but specifically using manual focus without focus peaking. Learning how to use a rangefinder, that's completely new to me. How to meter without live exposure confirmation, right? Haven't done that since the DSLR days. Thinking about how to pre-visualize colors and contrast and tones instead of having it baked in, instead of being able to see it in real time. I forgot how to do that. Thinking about how to define my post-processing look instead of just letting a company define what the look is going to be when it comes to film simulations. Thinking about how to calibrate my brain to approach a scene for exposure nuance of a raw file that would match the final intent that I had for the output. I didn't know how to do that anymore. I was just accepting what I got. And it's not to say that I'm completely abandoning those skills, because I still can use those skills with my other cameras. But I miss being a student. I miss learning from my camera. I miss learning about my camera and the workflow. I miss this friction, this difficulty, this challenge that means growth. Growth lives in that friction. And I realized in this like Reggie's Portra era of my career, I plateaued. I was just trying to build a bigger audience, but I wasn't learning more about being a photographer. So when I proposed to my wife, I had this idea that I would get her a Leica M as a wedding gift, something that we could start building our family's collection of memories with, something that could be a family heirloom camera. But I was just graduating college, I just started my first job, and there was no universe where I could afford a Leica M, because I pulled it up on B&H, just like, no, that's not happening. So instead, I bought a Fujifilm X100S instead and told myself, maybe one day. Fast forward almost 11 years of marriage, almost 16 years of being a photographer. I went through multiple career shifts. I've thought about quitting photography many, many times. Started being a YouTuber and trying different cameras. I even tried a Leica Q3. And in parallel of all that, we had kids. We moved to a house. And the one thing is, at the start of all of this, when we first got married, we got a dog. And we named him Henry. It's Henri. And the reason why it's spelled like that is because he was named after Henri Cartier-Bresson. He's a pretty popular photographer if you ever look up the history of photography. The reason for that is when my wife and I were still dating, way before we got married, I took a film photography class, and we really liked his work when we were studying about the history of photography. And we had this joke, when we took a dope photo and wanted to show each other, we're like, HCB would be proud of that photo. That's why our dog was named Henry. And if you don't know, Henri Cartier-Bresson shot with a Leica M. It wasn't a digital, but it was a Leica M, and he shot with a 50mm lens. Fast forward today, my kids are getting to the point where they're a lot older. I don't have to be shooting as fast, and the type of pace that I'm documenting in is not really like that anymore. So it got to the point where I started photographing Henry as kind of like my personal project. And now that they're older, the universe kind of knew it was time, and Henry passed away. So for me, getting the M11-P wasn't about finally being able to buy that nice camera. I think for me, it was a way to like close the loop that I started like 19 years ago, picking up the camera for the first time. 11 years ago, honoring my dog and his namesake, and acknowledging that I'm entering this new chapter as a person, as a photographer. What is this next chapter gonna be? And it was a way for me to celebrate and give that gift back to my 19-year-old self, that 19-year-old Filipino-American kid from Vallejo, California, that Leica that he was dreaming of, that Leica that he wanted to give to his wife as a wedding gift. So what am I going to photograph with it, right? I think first and foremost, I'm always going to photograph my family. I don't think I'm ever going to stop documenting that. But I'm also curious about what else pulls me, what else draws my eye, what types of subjects hold my attention, what stories feel worth telling when no one is specifically asking for it, nothing is specifically obvious for me to photograph. And I think Leica M, this M11-P, gives me a drastically different tool to explore that curiosity and figure out what my artistic interests look like outside of the comfort zone of documenting my family or documenting something for a brand. Gear doesn't matter. Like, I'll say that. But it's not 100% true, because like anything in this world, you can choose to make anything big or small matter. And while the camera doesn't itself change the output, I am 100% confident that I can make the same image with this Leica M11-P on a Fujifilm X-E5, maybe even a Ricoh GR3X, possibly even with a phone. In terms of quality, color, and composition, I have confidence in myself that I can still make the same image. But the choice of a camera does inform my experience and the method of how I get there and how it feels getting to that final image. And because of those feelings and the approach, that will change specifically what visions I go after and what I don't in terms of my photography and my art. This camera isn't some type of solution. I'm not telling you, and I'm not telling myself that it's gonna fix something that I'm missing. But what it is it's an invitation for me to explore something that is entirely new for me and an experience that is entirely new while discovering that. I don't need you to go out and buy an M camera. Whether film or digital, the newest or something a little bit older. I'm not specifically recommending the camera to you. I don't really know much about it yet. It's a big financial investment. I'm not telling you to go into debt. I'm not telling you to sell your gear to get it. This is something that I was only able to do after 16 years of choosing to photograph every day, choosing to go after clients, choosing to build my platform. This isn't something that happened overnight. But if you want to get it, if you want to obtain it, if you look like me, if you come from where I come from, it's possible if you work hard and you put yourself out there. And this doesn't undo anything from the last decade. I promise you. I spent years shooting and teaching with more affordable APS-C cameras to prove a point. You don't need expensive gear to make meaningful photographs. You don't need expensive gear to make this your career or to be a professional. You don't even need expensive gear to be happy. I still believe that. And I know all you haters out there is like, well, you got an expensive camera. Of course you can still believe that. Well, for me, I reached a point where I have mastered that specific lane of photographing with like cameras that are cheaper, that are more accessible, right? And I wanted a camera just for myself, not for the sake of creating content, not for the sake of teaching about the camera, not for the algorithm. And frankly, I didn't buy it for you or for you to learn about it. I wanted it just for me. And I think for this channel to continue, I need to start doing things for me. Before you unsubscribe, please like hear me out. Maybe someday I'll talk about the M or the M11-P on my channel, but it's not the intent right now. You can still learn composition and lighting from the videos I make regardless of what camera is in my hands. It's just, you all tend to watch videos more if I tell you what camera I'm using. It's just a fact. This doesn't mean though that this channel is like going Leica. I'm just switching to Leica. Goodbye Fujifilm, a lot of people are saying in my comments. I'm still gonna make Fujifilm content. I'm still gonna make Ricoh content. I still am making a brand new film simulation that I didn't even want to make, but you all requested it. I'm making it, and the people who have tried it, who have gotten early access to it, love it. And I'm actually learning to love the film simulation recipe too. And there are a lot of other videos that are coming that are gonna focus on composition, lighting, storytelling, seeing differently, camera settings that you all like, and just everyday carrying of gear, taking photos every day. So if you're here for Fujifilm recipes, if you're here for Ricoh tips, or learning how to see differently with the gear that you already own, I promise you, nothing changes. If anything, this is actually just going to make me more excited to teach because I'm going to be being pushed creatively at my personal work while still building resources for you all in this community. Two truths can exist at the same time. Getting this camera, saying hello to Leica does not mean goodbye Fujifilm. Like, please stop thinking that black and white. The truth is I can want and use a very niche and expensive and a manual camera that doesn't make any sense to you or to my audience or to my community for my own personal growth, and I can still believe deeply in helping you all improve to make incredible work with accessible gear and just to elevate this photography community.